When most people think of the Americans with Disabilities Act, they think of laws, they think of rules, they think of regulations, they think of all the things they have to change in order to become compliant. Hi, I'm Damian Gregory, and rather than talking to you about all of that, I want to talk to you for a minute about what it's like for me, my twin brother, and 56 million other people living with disabilities. My ADA story begins in 1984. Both my brother and I were born with cerebral palsy. What that meant in our native Jamaica was that we would be limited by what our bodies could do. So my family decided that it was a good idea to come to the United States for more opportunities. That was 6 years before the Americans with Disabilities Act. We had protections of the law back then, but it wasn't as all-encompassing as the Americans with Disabilities Act would later prove to be. My real ADA story, though, does not really begin until I was accepted at the University of Miami. In about 1994 or so, I decided after about a year of being on campus that the big, beautiful campus that I loved, that was so wonderful, it wasn't really welcoming to people with disabilities. There were no accessible bathrooms. To go to the library was a nightmare. For people who were unable to write, very much like my brother, who had all of the thoughts in their heads but couldn't put it down on paper, there were no note takers. So we decided, me and a bunch of my friends and I decided that it was a good idea to file a lawsuit against the university to help it to become compliant under the law. It took years for that lawsuit to be resolved. But when it was, it meant that a lot of the things that were not on campus when we got there were on campus when we left. We made such an impact with that lawsuit on people that will never know our names, never know our faces, but they will know based on the blood, sweat, and tears that we spent on that campus, that we were there. We made a mark. So when you think about the ADA, I encourage you to think about it not in terms of what you have to fix, what regulations you need to comply with. Think about it more in human terms. What it means when you have access. What it means when you're able to be included in a program. What it means when you're able to ultimately have friends and enjoy a life. That's really what the ADA is all about. It's about complying with laws, sure, but it's more about making people feel connected, feel wanted, feel like a part of something. So I urge you to think about the law, not in clinical terms, but in very personal terms. Thank you.